poppin', y'all?
Back with another episode of Brooklyn Boys.
Radio.
Back at you again.
Back at you, baby. What's good, man?
Ain't nothing, my G. How you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm sorry about G. I'm trying to fix this mic. Yeah, I'm good, bro.
I know you just came back. How was
Yeah, it was funny. Last time we was here, I got a phone call while we was on the show to go to Israel. I'm like, Israel? Why would I go to Israel?
and I told you to go.
Yeah. And the next day, maybe the flight was at like 11:40 p.m. I didn't know I was going to Israel until 9:15. But I happened to make it to the airport. Shout out to Sean P, my boy Sean P.
Sean, what up?
Invited me out to do an experience of a lifetime. You know, I'm a low-key church boy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a little wild and rough around the edges, but you know, I believe in God, and
So do I.
and I believe in the Word of God. So it was dope to go to Israel, just to tell you that. It was different. Some of what I expected, but some of what I didn't expect neither. You know what I'm saying? The Holy Land is definitely makes you feel like there's a lot of things did happen in the Bible, because you got to see everything. I saw everything. I went to the Sea of Galilee where Jesus walked on water, which was crazy. I went to the Tomb of David. I went to the Wailing Walls. I went to Bethlehem, which the country is crazy because it's made up of like Jews, Christians, and Muslims. But like in Jerusalem, I want to say you couldn't go into Jerusalem and Bethlehem if you was a Jew. Like me and you could go, but literally like my tour guide was like, yo, we get killed if we go over there. We can't go there.
But you know, that it's just so funny that you say that, because like we as a people are so demonized, right? Because of the way that things are, where a lot of times certain neighborhoods have beef with certain neighborhoods, and you know, so much violence happens. But then you look at these other cultures where it's literally, you literally can't go to a city because they will kill you.
Yeah,
right? But it's not looked at as them being savages. It's not looked at as them being animals. But with us, we're always so demonized and just looked upon like as if we're the only ones that this takes place with.
Yeah, I think that's in America, right? I think if you was there, if you're in that country, you know that, right? Like in other countries, but I think America is definitely like that, and it's just bugged out. But then you got places like the Wailing Wall, where I saw Jews, Muslims, and Christians all praying
together,
or in the same spot, like in the same place, and it was so crazy because they all talking about the same people that's in the Bible, whether it's being children of Abraham or David or whatever the case may be. They all talking about the same people. They just believe different ways of getting to God.
They interpret it differently.
Yes, and it's crazy that you're all fighting to get to the same God y'all talking about. You just got different directions to get there. So that was crazy, and then seeing everybody selling Jesus, whether they believed in Jesus or not. So, you know, you got the Muslims, they selling you the crosses, they selling you the holy water, the holy oil. It didn't matter, like Jesus was just for sale. So that was kind of ill too, like to see that. Like, you know, there's a story in the Bible where Jesus walks into the church and he kicks everything over because they selling actual stuff inside the church, you know what I'm saying? So to see all that is just crazy. But what I will say is, all the main characters in the Bible, whether it was Abraham, whether it was Joshua, whether it was Moses, they all were messed up people. Even the disciples, they all had something wrong with them. So to know that, and then they became the men who they are, just makes me know that you could come from a messed up place and still become somebody else, become somebody different. So, you know, the Holy Land was definitely dope. Couldn't live there.
Man is flawed. Man is flawed. I mean,
definitely.
that's the reality. And even as far as you saying everybody's selling Jesus, the truth is, I don't think that there's any bigger business than religion. I don't think that there's anything that sells more.
Yeah,
you know, and it's so funny because, but in the Bible they tell you, you know, God doesn't want you worshiping idols, but there's so much commerce because of religion.
It's a big business, man. The Holy Land was definitely dope. The food was good, surprisingly. I didn't know what to expect, right?
Would you bring me back?
I didn't bring you back nothing. I brought Tito back a rock. He asked
You
me
brought
for a
Tito
rock.
back. You.
I got your rock in the car. That's Tito? Look, I even know that was Tito over there. I got your rock.
I thought you said you brought me a turban, bro.
Oh, I got you. I didn't get you a turban, but I have a turban for you. I have one for you. But I bought Tito's rock. I left it in the car.
I'm taking Tito's rock.
Yo, Tito, that nigga, I told that nigga earlier, I said, yo, Mo, I got Tito a rock. He called me. I tried to get you one from the Dead Sea, but I got you a rock from Bethlehem, from where Jesus was born at. So I was like, all right, cool. I couldn't get it from the Dead Sea. Dead Sea was dope too. So I got you a rock from Bethlehem. So I hooked on my nigga Tito because he asked me for a rock. You know what I'm saying? Why you looking at me?
Cause you be on some bullshit, bro.
Yo, whatever. Tito called me for a rock, nigga. What you want me to do? He asked for it, nigga.
This dude called me 3 or 4 times a week talking about, yo, man, I miss you, man, but I couldn't even get a souvenir, bro. Like what is that?
I bought the lady souvenir, man. I ain't buy you a fucking souvenir.
So don't call me. How
Only
about
reason
that?
So don't call me.
So don't call me talking about.
That nigga asked me, yo, Styles, give me this. And I'm going to tell him no. That's a simple request.
So don't call me talking about, yo, son, I miss you, man.
I did. Dude, I was gone for like 8-9 days. It was crazy. I didn't expect that. And the time difference was crazy.
What's the time difference?
Like 6-7 hours. So right now, it'll probably be like 3-4 in the morning, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so coming back, the jet lag from coming back was crazy. Like, that was crazy. And then the time had changed on me. Daylight saving came. I was just screwed.
I got a question.
Go ahead, say your question, Tito.
Was any strip club
Yo, you the second. Archie just asked that same dumbass question when he came in.
He asked, was there any strip clubs out there?
I didn't see no strippers.
Why would there be strip clubs in the Holy Land?
I didn't even see no, like I seen women, but I didn't really see no women.
I'm sure there got to be clubs. There got to be some type of. And
I flew into Tel Aviv,
sure
but then I went like 2 hours
nightlife.
away to Jerusalem.
in Tel Aviv?
Yeah, but I didn't.
It's a nightlife.
It was the Holy Land, bro. I did hear some hip hop music. They had like they was doing a marathon in Jerusalem.
were they playing Jesus Walks?
Nah, Jesus definitely walked though.
No, but were they playing?
No, but Jesus definitely walked. Let me tell you something. They take you all over the place, and to see all those places that he had to walk to, places that I drove 2 hours to.
Oh, so he just walked all over the place.
He walked all over the place. Jesus definitely walked, bro. From like Tel Aviv to, that's where Galilee is at, to like Jerusalem is like 2 hours away. Then to like Bethlehem, that's like going from here to down where you live at.
But back then, that was the mode of travel. Everybody
that's
walked.
how they
You know,
travel.
this pilgrimage.
Yeah, it was crazy. So that was depressing to me too. All the buildings look like the back of this wall. I don't care if the building was 20 stories or 2 stories. It was just beige everywhere and hills and rocks everywhere. So, and you could look for miles. Like you could look from here, from this part of Brooklyn all the way to downtown Brooklyn. Like you could see for miles and everything was that color and rocks.
Like pyramid color.
Yeah. Like
Sandy.
pyramid color. Like sand.
Rocky,
like,
yeah.
So it look like it's built for
Neutral
war. Like,
tones.
you ain't gonna see a building with mad glass in it, windows. No, it's different. Yeah, they built for like, yo, whatever gonna happen, bro. Like it's just different. But it was cool though. Well, that was my trip, man. That was my trip. Everybody should take a chance out to do some Holy Land thing. Well, but I will tell you though, you know, I gotta always turn something else crazy. Like I said, I am a church boy, but at the same time, I'm flawed too, like everybody else. But it doesn't mean that I don't know where I come from or what I believe in is not real, right? And I still am the way I am sometimes. And you know, we get better as we grow. But what I will tell you is, I got so many DMs, bro.
You got so many DMs.
Yes.
From what, being in Israel?
Yes.
Okay.
From the ladies, bro. I can show you something. They was like, yo, one girl was like, yo, I don't mean to tell you, but I don't want to sound weird, but it's some grown man shit. That was just sexy to me. Like, I see you go on vacation. I see you go do places for work, but I just thought that's sexy, like to do something different. And I just got a lot of DMs like, yo, that's different. Guys don't do things like that. Get in touch with their spirits. I was like, I'm about to go home back to some of these. You know what I'm saying? But
You want to use the Lord for...
I want to use the Lord. I'm just saying. I didn't know people even paid attention to that type of shit.
But I guess that's just a testament to the fact that these days, men don't seek spiritual enlightenment. They don't seek spiritual growth. They don't seek emotional growth. They just seek financial growth. That's what we be so focused on. So I can understand how a woman sees a man takes time out and puts some effort in to enlighten himself and grow spiritually, and that's attractive because you don't see that often.
I guess so, bro. It was different, definitely different, man. Women was hitting me up left and right. But yeah, I think y'all should all take a trip out and do something different. Change your palate. Change your palate of, just going to, Cancun or Dominican Republic. Change your palate and go see something.
Yeah, and they
in the world,
kidnapping
learn something.
dudes in Mexico now, man. They kidnapping people.
Yeah, real quick though, let's get into the show. Thank y'all for taking the time out to listen. Make sure y'all like, subscribe,
Like, subscribe, and share.
and share, man.
And
Tell a
leave some
friend to tell a friend.
comments.
Yeah, please. Real quick, I was watching let's just jump right in. I was watching Slim Thug the other day. He said something real crazy when I was when I was away. He was basically talking about, he was like, yo, this is why I stay rich. He had like a $5 t-shirt on, some $5 shorts on.
$8 shorts.
And he was like, yeah, I wear $1 million worth of jewelry around my neck, but most of these guys, they wearing everybody else clothes on their back, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and they spending a ton of money, and they broke. They don't never keep their money because they spend their money on these things. So my question was to you, why do rich people always wear non-fashionable clothing, but people who don't really have the money like that or living from paycheck to paycheck, always trying to show wealth?
Well, addressing what Slim Thug said, that's kind of like backwards. And the reason I say it's backwards is everybody has their vice, right? Some people's vice is jewelry, some people's vice is clothing. I don't believe in that. I mean, what's the difference, right? Because most of the jewelry that these rappers buy, you pay 80 grand for it, bro. You take it back to the jeweler, you're getting 1/3 of that. Right? You're not even.
I don't know about that.
Listen,
Gold is at an all-time high, bro.
No, I agree. But what I'm telling you is a lot of the jewelry that rappers buy, it just be and I'm not saying his jewelry's hollow, but all I'm telling you is you don't necessarily get the same value. Like even like a Rolex, when you bust down a Rolex, the value drops.
Drops, yeah.
You understand? If it's not factory diamonds, which is directly from Rolex, it really isn't worth anything.
No, I get
So all I'm saying is, some people's vice is clothing, which definitely there is no resale value.
You ain't
It's
get no
it's
resale
not an
for that.
asset. It's not an asset.
Jewelry still could be an asset.
Some of it can. Some of it can. But to your question, I just think that people want to be what, I'm not going to say what they aren't, but people want what they kind of can achieve or what they don't have access to, So when you're talking about someone who is wealthy, they don't need the clothes because they already are wealthy. You understand? Whereas a lot of people are trying to look like as if they have wealth.
You know who I noticed changed the most though? Like watching Jay, right? Remember Jay had the Vizu, he had everything. He'd say something and just pop, iceberg. When I be looking at Jay clothes now, I don't be know what Jay got. I be like, you know what I'm saying? He probably got some Puma pants on.
But
he got some Puma sneakers on. Like
because his face has become the brand.
You know what I'm saying? So
but
I do
Jay
see
will also have on a $2 million watch.
No, I hear you, and that's the jewelry again. But he could trade that jewelry in. And
Yeah.
get some. And I hang out with a lot of rich people.
Oh, they don't care about none of that.
They don't care about none of that. Like, I can't even, they don't be having name brand shoes. They be having, I got this guy, I ain't gonna say his name, I don't put his business out there. Yo, his shoes are so raggedy, bro. His shoes look like a homeless person's shoes every time I see him. We was in the airport the other day. This nigga's shoes is crazy.
It's funny you say that because I always used to say,
tons of bread, baby.
I always used to say, grow confident enough that you don't need $1,000 sneakers to feel like $1 million.
No, that's a good word, man. Listen, man. Live within your means, take that money, hustle, buy some property, and, so you can live the extravagant lifestyle that you want to live instead of trying to be something that you're not when you don't even have it to live that way.
But in the same breath, I also think it's about balance. Nothing makes you feel better than treating yourself. So if that's what you like and you can afford it, I mean, to each his or her own, man. That's how I see it. Don't not pay your rent to go buy sneakers and clothes, but if that's what you can afford and you like it, knock yourself out.
I was talking to a shorty of mine the other day, and she just told me, I get upset and I go shopping when I'm feeling depressed, and I went to buy a $3,000 bag. And it wasn't my money to say nothing, but I was like in my head, $3,000 bag, you could put that on, a piece of property, you could have put that on in the stock. Like you could have did something else and grew that money. That's how my mind think now. When I was younger, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna go get this watch, I'm gonna go get these pants, I'm gonna go get. Now my mind don't really think like that. I get a big piece of change or even a small piece of change I could put to something. I'm asking nigga how you make. My brother play the stock. Every time I go to him, like, yo, listen, I got like $2 grand. What you can do? Like, I don't give a fuck if you make $150 back on it. Like, here go the $2,000. Like, I'd rather do that nowadays than put my money in the clothes and shit like that. So,
No, I agree, but I just think that happiness comes from balance. You understand? So yes, you can do that 80% of the time, but if it makes you happy, because you have to understand that sometimes, look, it's great to make money. I love making money, but sometimes, you know what gives me a little bit of happiness, and it may even be for an hour or for a day, when I like a pair of sneakers and I go cop them, my nigga, like it just gives me a little bit of joy. You understand where I'm coming from?
I agree with you, right? But what I will say is, if you want to have that consistent joy, right?
If you be comfortable.
If you want to have a consistent joy, if we take the time out to go the next 4 or 5 years or the next 3 years, I ain't buying shit. I'm taking my money, I'm gonna stack it towards this, so you can have a consistent income for the next 20 years, and you can buy those sneakers every month. Sometimes I just think our priorities is different. If I could go back in time and tell my younger self, yo, don't go buy this or go buy that and take this money and put it here.
I agree.
Yo, man, and you know how many times I hit a block where I couldn't get no bread? How many times I hit a block where my money's messed up, but if I had invested that money in something else back then, I keep telling someone I had like 30, 40,000 under my mattress in the shoebox. Yo, bro, I don't know what happened to the money.
Of course, because it costs to live, and every day but I also say that because it's not hurting me to buy pancakes, like you understand.
I get you.
But I get exactly where you're coming from. It's like, once again, if you can afford to, knock yourself out, and if you can't afford to, stop prioritizing things that really don't matter.
Well, I'm going to go to some entertainment stuff that I seen this week. Shout out to Michael Irvin, ex-Cowboy Michael Irvin. He also be working on ESPN. I don't know, he do some football commentary. So if y'all don't know who Michael Irvin is, y'all can look him up, right? But he was supposed to be working at the Super Bowl, doing some commentary at the Super Bowl. Right before he went into Super Bowl to go on air, they told him he had to get off of air because he was accused by a white lady. Michael Irvin is black, by a white lady saying that he had sexually assaulted her. He did a press conference. I saw a press conference when he was like, yo, I was just having a conversation to the woman. She stopped me, and we was having a conversation about football, and, you know, we were just talking about football. I touched on her elbow, but that was it. Nothing else happened. And, you know, he was crying, and, you know, you see these things, and now they pulled him from, he lost some money because he couldn't do the commentary. I didn't see him on ESPN, so I'm assuming, could be wrong, but I didn't see, because usually he's on First Take every Monday after
Michael Irvin?
me and Michael Irvin.
Oh, yeah.
So they pulled him from First Take, I'm assuming, because I didn't see him for a couple of weeks on First Take. So they pulled him, he lost all his bread at the same time, just to come to find out, the video comes out of the conversation he had with this white lady. And regular conversation, he did tap on the elbow for a second, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like in a talking type of manner, but he didn't do nothing out of the ordinary, nothing sexual, and she screamed, he tried to sexual assault me. And it's a shame that we are proven not guilty, but we are already guilty before proven guilty. We lose a job, we lose out on money because they got to investigate. And that shit ain't cool, because so many people could lose so many things. And I think they have to be we got to find a medium where people can't even lose their position. Because I understand the other side of it. What if he really did sexually assault her, right? And they kept him on the air.
But I don't think that that's the issue. I think the issue is the fact that these days it's not about what happened. It's about how what happened made someone feel. So the reality is they will tell you, okay, you may have not sexually assaulted her, but she felt that you did, right? And her feelings are always valid. And that's the gray area that just messes things up so much, because it used to be about intention. It used to be about intent, right? If you didn't intend something a certain way, then it doesn't matter, even if the person received it that way. But these days, we go on how that person felt. And the consequences are based off of how you made that person feel rather than what actually happened.
Listen, you're 100% right, but we got to get to a place where, and especially for men, you got to be careful on who you talking to and how the conversation you have, especially when you're in the workplace, which is so crazy to me because, you know, you go a generation back or 2 generations back, most men and women became married because they met each other at the workplace.
At the workplace,
Or you met the woman on the way to the workplace. So where do you meet women now? Where do you meet men now? if you can't even compliment a person anymore. You have to be very careful. You can't say anything. So it's a very thin line, and men, you got to be careful because your ass is on the line. Usually, and men don't really reverse it, right? We don't usually go,
No.
oh, she told me I was handsome this morning, or my beard looked good. Just by telling somebody, yo, your hair look nice.
But
That's that's sexual harassment.
But how do you navigate it when what separates sexual harassment from you just coming on to a woman and it being okay is her liking you, right? So if she likes you, it's cool. But if she doesn't like you, it's sexual harassment. So what I'm saying is, then how do we decipher? When there is no absolute line. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have no idea. Man.
There is no absolute line. Like it's
I'm
all
lost for words, bro. I don't have no idea.
And this is the thing. We're not logically trying to. It's like logic has gone out the window. Rationalizing shit has gone out the window, bro.
100%.
And there's no need for us to have a logical understanding anymore. It's just literally, it's not reality anymore. It's not. It's whatever is in someone's head. You have to respect.
You gotta respect it. Like you said, it's people's feelings, and feelings are not always correct. So, you know,
feelings aren't real. Feelings are reactions to something real.
Something real.
That's
You're
what people
100%
don't
right.
understand.
It's a crazy situation, but I want to go to this other entertainment news.
Sorry, Michael Irvin. Hope
He's supposed to be suing them, I think, for like
hope it all works out, bro.
For like $100 million in Marriott Hotel, for like $100 million. So good luck to Michael Irvin. Hope he get his job back, and I hope they make it as big as they made it big to let everybody know what happened. I hope everybody.
But
knows.
they never do. The accusation is loud as hell, but the apology is silent. You hardly hear it. But that's the gray area. The reason she can't go to jail is because you cannot dictate how someone should feel.
Now, but I think that video is gonna make her pay, because the video is straight evidence. Like this, you can't even deny what you saw in the video. It's clear.
But let me
elbow,
play devil's advocate, right? What if she says that in her past, that's how it started with some.
Nah, he gonna win that lawsuit.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just telling you that the world that we live in, you understand what I'm saying, gives so much priority to someone's feelings and trauma and emotional distress and mental illness that if in her past something happened with some guy and it all began with him grabbing her on the elbow, it's like, okay, you're not wrong for grabbing her on the elbow, but she's justified for how she felt.
I hear you, but her past is gonna make her pay a couple of $1 million back to Michael Irvin.
Hopefully.
So fuck her past. Check this shit out. So other news, saw this thing. I don't know shorty name. Scottie Pippen ex-wife.
Larsa Pippen.
Oh, okay, cool. She had just came out and said that Scottie Pippen, when they was in a relationship for 23 years, she had sex with him
4 times a day.
4 times a day.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, B. That's a lot of sex, man. For every day, for 23 years, she had sex 4 times a day.
I don't believe that.
That's kind of extreme. He didn't play basketball like this nigga.
This is what I'm saying.
This nigga wasn't on the road.
He was never busy. He wasn't on the road. Exactly. Thank you. So that in itself does not make sense.
I think it was blown out of proportion, but
let's play devil's advocate. So my question to the women, and y'all could feel free to sound off in the comments, is if you have a man who has a very high sex drive and he wants to have sex 4 times a day, and you don't have a sex drive to satisfy that, does he have the right to go elsewhere? That's a good question.
What about the men? Your woman got a high sex drive. Then your woman has the right to go elsewhere.
Nah, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
See the double standard.
It's not even the double standard. It's just
he's out there,
listen.
And
when I posed the question, I didn't say that I thought that the man shouldn't be able to. Yo, listen, man. So fellas, sound off in the comments, man. If your woman needs to have sex 4 times a day and you don't got, you got
4 times a day dick to give him. Yo, my dick would have been chafe after day 4, nigga.
Is it okay for her to go,
I
hey?
didn't put Neosporin on my dick, nigga.
Man, listen.
She said she was having sex 4 times a day.
4 times a day for 23 years. B.
Well, I don't believe that because the way she running around fucking this one and that one.
She probably needed it 4 times a day.
This is what I'm saying.
She probably did. Yeah, she crazy. It's different, man. In other news, see today, BET is on sale from their parent company. We all know
Viacom?
that BET was once
Is it
owned
Viacom?
by Viacom, but I think it's Viacom, but I also think it's come back to me in a second.
Okay.
But BET was once owned by Bob Johnson, so it was black owned, and now I see Puffy and Tyler Perry are trying to put their bid in to buy BET and make it black owned again.
I think that'd be a good thing.
I think it'd be a terrific thing, man. We don't have any networks that's black owned, like networks that we really control ourselves. So, and information, how we get information, who get information, the time we get the information is very important. And
who the information is filtered
coming
through.
from, yeah. So, I think that's be very dope for either one of those men to get it, or even if they did it together, or somebody else black to do it.
And just for the culture, I think that would be a great stepping stone, and Lord knows what would snowball from there. Hopefully, that would open the lane for more, black-owned networks.
Yeah, because that's very hard to do in this day and time, to own a network. I don't even think Oprah owned her network.
She never did.
Yeah. So to own your own network is very powerful. So I would love to see BET be black owned again, and we have something that's ours once again.
How you got black entertainment television and it isn't black?
Bob Johnson sold it, man.
I know, but that just sounds crazy.
I think it's Paramount.
Okay,
So
Paramount.
it's the parent. I think Paramount is the parent company to Viacom. If I'm not sure about that, but I believe that's it. Also saw your man this week.
Hold on.
Troy Ave on trial, man.
How's that, my man?
I'm saying, ain't y'all from Flatbush together or something like that?
Troy isn't from Flatbush, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought he was from Flatbush. All right.
Nah, he was in Flatbush for a point in time, but
Niggas over here to claim this nigga.
He's not from
Niggas
Flatbush.
start ratting. Niggas over here to claim this.
No, it's not that. I mean,
But it's all good. Nah, I seen him. He took the stand against Tax Tone.
which is kind of crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know. Yo, man, I'm so mixed up, man.
I'm not.
I'm mixed up. Not because he took the stand, right? I be mixed up because I think the world is convoluted, and I say this all the time. This snitch thing is a very real thing. So let me say that to you, first and foremost. Snitching is very real, especially when you're in the streets and you live in that life day to day. It's very real. But it's also, to me, a very fictitious thing.
Because a lot of people pretend.
Because everyday people go, yo, you should be a snitch. Nigga, you're a worker. Why are you even talking about being a snitch?
You're not qualified to have
You're
an
not
opinion.
even qualified to be in that conversation because you're a worker bee. And sometimes when I see certain rap niggas going through certain things, these are not street niggas. These are niggas that's really working and perpetrating like something else. So can he snitch? Because he's really a civilian, because they not in the street, B.
You're absolutely right, but understand this, right?
But we get it convoluted. So I just want to say that to you. So
I understand, but it's also about, to me, I believe you when you say you are what you are, right?
Okay.
If I go into the bank and I walk to the teller and I say, give me the money, I have a gun, and I don't have a gun, I'm going to have to pay the consequences.
100%.
You understand? So for me, my thing is, you were a gangster up until that day when they threw the cuffs on you, right? And the second you had to face consequences for those actions, regardless of the fact that, it was self-defense to a degree, all of a sudden now the streets is a myth, you're singing a different tune. Not to mention, you weren't just being charged with the self-defense and the gun that you discharged after Tax Tone in Irving Plaza. You were also being charged for the 2 other firearms that they found in the car. That's what people are forgetting. It's not just a Tax Tone situation. There were other weapons found inside the vehicle. You know what I mean? So, look, this happens in the hood all the time, bro. A dude, you got drama with a dude runs up on the block, he lets off at you, police show up. Bro, you might even get shot. And when you get picked up and the cops are like, yo, was that who shoot you? No, bro. By the rules we live by.
Yeah, but that's when you're in the street. I agree with that.
And even by his own admission, Tax Tone was there. It was you and your man Banger. You gave your man Banger the okay to go press him, bro, which was the inciting event that started the situation. So where is your accountability? Do you get where I'm coming from?
No, listen, bro. I get you. I just sometimes I feel like some people be perpetrating a fraud. So
I agree.
I don't know if the snitch thing always applies. So we keep giving it out like it's a badge of honor for some of these rap dudes. They don't really live that life.
But it isn't about a badge of honor, and I think that this is the problem with the snitch thing, right? People keep associating the snitch thing with criminality. It ain't about criminality. It's about integrity, my G.
Listen, bro, I get you, but the reason why we associate it with criminality, because it's a criminal thing, like you said. If we both
It isn't because even the cops don't snitch on each other. There's a blue wall of silence. Government organizations, bruh, they will turn on you if you tell on your colleague. So, but
no,
so,
they snitching the government. Cops, I agree with you with that.
But this
I agree with you
yeah,
that.
but you're
they're a gang themselves.
But you're looked down upon.
Yeah,
this
right,
is what
right.
I'm saying. So they try to make us believe that the laws that we live by are wrong. When they live by the exact same laws, it's about integrity. It's about a man facing the consequences of his own actions.
I'm not disagreeing with you with that. I'm just trying to be clear because a lot of civilians get caught up in this snitch shit every single day.
But I think, but
and
that's
and that's the problem.
But that's what makes it convoluted. And I'm gonna tell you
when you look at when you look at the comments, it be regular everyday housewives, house niggas, and yo, oh yeah, that nigga snitch. What do you know about snitching?
But that's not necessarily true because if you look in the comments, the majority of the comments are favoring his choice of telling, right? So people will tell you.
Some of that.
Yeah, so people will tell you. It's the same thing like Snitch 9. Yo, but 85% of the people agree that he should have did it because they tried to do this to him and this and that. But it's like, yeah, but 85% of the people aren't qualified to have an opinion. So the truth is, the people that aren't that loud in the room are the ones who are qualified to have an opinion.
I hear you what you're saying, man.
You know, but
shout out to
each his or her own. It's not the move I would have made, but
hope they figure this shit out. I think the situation is crazy with Troy Ave talking in court.
Yo, bro, the fact that
what he represents,
what he represented for so long, for you to go in there and sit on the stand and point a man out, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me, bro. It is.
I do think it's crazy for that brother. I just want to make the other point, but for him to be doing
that's nuts, man. And I'm not the real nigga police. I'm not the one to judge who's real and who's not.
You might be the real nigga police, man.
Nah, not at all. But I'm just saying that, bro, the way that I grew up, that's just it's crazy because what I know is this: if the streets was a myth, then you should have stepped away from the streets before the situation happened, and then you could have did whatever you wanted to do. But you don't wait until you're facing the charges and sitting in the cell, and all of a sudden now, the same rules that you said you lived by for so long aren't important. That's convenient, bro.
I hear you, man. Well, another story that I seen today that was kind of crazy. I seen a bus driver get arrested for beating a kid on the bus because the kid was like acting unruly on the bus, jumping around, wasn't sitting and was talking back when the person told him to do, the assistant told him to do something. So she took off her belt and decided to beat the kid. So I remember being on a bus back in the day, you know what I mean? And, you know, I come from a West Indian background, so it was just a little bit different when I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If my teacher had tapped me on my head, one time my teacher roughed me up a little bit. It was a Jamaican teacher. And I was doing some wrong shit. My mother came to school, and my mother said, you should bust him in his head, right, next time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, now we live in a different time where a kid can do what they want to do, and you just got to tell the parent, and the parent send him back on the bus the next day, probably do the same shit. So even though I don't know if I could have somebody beat my kid, but I do understand sometimes kids need ass whooping. So
don't put your hand on my child.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes kids need an ass whooping, man. And you come from Haiti, they beat kids all the time.
Yeah, they do. But don't put your hands on my child. Like when it comes to family and correcting my child and even that, like, don't put your hands on my kid. Look, you have a job, do your job. I will address my child. I will take care of it. I will punish my child. I will make sure, because I'm very big on respect, always have been. You understand? And I will make sure that is handled. But the second you take it upon yourself to put hands on my child, then you put yourself in the wrong.
See, and I think that's just you, right? Because some people ain't gonna do that, right? And real quick story I gotta tell.
Story time with Styles.
So one day I was in this Chinese restaurant, right? Never forget. It was two little kids. One had to be about 3. The other one had to be about 6 or 7. And sometimes you go to a Chinese restaurant, they got the table with the chair. So, lady was at the counter with her ordering the food. So the two little kids, they running around the Chinese store and back up. She not really paying full attention what's happening. So the 6, 7-year-old, he gets on the chair, climbs on top of the table, and jumps off the table. So to me, I'm going to myself, shorty, people eat on the table. In my mind, I'm going like, shorty, people eat on the table. Why would you be jumping on top of the table? The mother kind of looks back, see him jumping off the table. She don't say nothing. She's busy arguing with the Chinese lady about her food. So the 3-year-old gets up there, he jumps on the chair, and he jumps off. So I'm keeping my mouth. I really want to say, stop putting your feet on the table, because anybody can come behind y'all, sit at the table, eat at the table. So the 7-year-old go back up there, he jumps off the table, jumps on the chair, jumps on the table, and jumps down on the floor. So this time the 3-year-old climbs up on top of the chair. He makes his way to the table, wobbling, but he gets on the table. He gets to the edge of the table, and he's about to jump, and I go, yo, shorty, come on, get down off the table, man. So I go to grab him, pick him up, and I put him, don't touch him. Don't touch him. He good. Don't touch him. Don't say nothing to him. I said, Ma, he gonna bust his ass like being on the table. Like, first of all, he shouldn't be on the table in the first place. And don't tell me what he can't do. She going off. I said, you know something, miss, you got it. Go order your Chinese food, right? So I shut the fuck up. The 3-year-old go back. Now he looks at me like, yeah, motherfucker.
Of course.
The nigga gets back on the table.
Now he's super hype.
Super hype. Gets on the chair, gets on the table, jumps off the table, boom! Hit his head on the floor. Ah! He balling and shit, right? So she turns around, get the fuck over here, snatches him up, and pop, 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 and slaps him up. Because now she looks at me, but she embarrassed.
Yeah, she's not even doing it to correct him. She's doing it because of you.
Because she's embarrassed, because I just told you your kid was going to hurt himself on the table, and they shouldn't have been on the table in the first place. And we just come to a time, I just think a lot of kids are unruly, and some parents don't correct their kids' behavior. And sometimes, you know, if you don't correct your kid's behavior, either the street's going to do it or the jail's going to do it. You know what I'm saying to you? So I get it when you go, nobody can touch my kid. I get it. But sometimes people got to be able to talk to children. And sometimes, back in our countries, where we come from, Jamaica and Haiti, a teacher could take out that ruler and spot pop, and you got better kids.
I agree, but at the same time, I will say this. I think children are sacred, for one. And I think it's sort of like the thing with disrespect, you know, where I said disrespect is like a blank check, handing somebody a blank check, and you have no say on how much they write on that check for your ass to cash. Putting your hands on someone's child is like putting your hands on someone's woman. Like, bruh, you have no idea how somebody's gonna feel about it. You do not put your hands on people's kids. Even addressing someone's child, it's borderline inappropriate. You understand? Especially like in that situation, the mother's standing right there. Why take it upon yourself to speak to her children when you could speak to her?
Nah, because she wasn't paying attention. And shorty, guess what? I caught him right before he fell off the table. The next time I didn't catch him. You know what he did? The nigga had a big ass speed knot on the side of his head.
I understand.
So guess what? To me, a kid is sacred. I'm saving your kid from going to the hospital.
But obviously that's not how she sees it.
Yeah, I hear you. But I ain't got time for that. With me, if a kid is in danger,
So
I don't give a fuck who it is.
So question, so what if you would have did that and God forbid she pulled out a knife and tried to stab you?
Listen, shit happen. Listen, my intentions of saving that child, to putting the child in a better thing, that's best for the child. Obviously, a jackass, she didn't get it until the kid had a motherfucking speed knot on the side of his motherfucking head. You know what I'm saying? And now she, not only had the speed knot, now she wants to beat him for her ignorance.
I just realized that
You know what I mean?
you're never going to be in the right, no matter how good your intentions are, when it comes to policing other people's children, bro.
I hear you, but I spend the back.
And it's not that I agree with
No, I'm
it.
not saying that you agree.
Because in the same breath, you have to understand that when I say, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm filtering it through my lens. When I say, yo, nobody better put their hands on my children, and you know this, but it's also because my experience with kids is I got good kids that don't do dumb shit. You understand? So I've never had a child that's unruly that just goes out there and does stupidness. No, I have.
You've seen them.
But I'm still filtering parenting through my lens.
Yeah, but I think also, and I think that's the reason why kids are. See, I come up from a neighborhood. When I was growing up, everybody took care of everybody's kids on my block.
Yeah, mine too.
Right? So I could get bust in my head by Miss Ernie or Jack or one of them on the block, And then when they bust me in my head or tap my tail and send me to my mother, she gonna bust my ass too.
Wait, tap your tail.
You know, spank, man. Come on, shut the fuck up, man. This nigga right here, dumb little motherfucker, right? But you know, that's how it was. And each one on the block took care of each other's kids. We don't come from that no more, and that's the problem. So now, if you in the store and I see a kid doing something, shorty, don't like, you know, we had incidents in this store, Woodstack, that we in. Kid come in here one day and go, yo, he come in with the Pooh Shiesty mask, that's what they call it on one day, right? And he got the mask on, and I go, yo, shorty, yo, niggas got clapped the other day for wearing that mask. Like, you can't, Corona ain't around no more. You know what the nigga did to me? Nigga said, yo, OG, I got it on me all the time. Then I had to say to the nigga, you don't even know if I'm police. He stops, he go like this, he thinks for a second. Oh shit, OG, you right. Yo, but this the shit the stupid shit.
Yeah,
somebody gotta stop these niggas and have a conversation with these
no,
niggas.
I agree with that, but
They
in the
gotta
same
stop
breath,
'em, bro.
but in the same breath too, you have to understand that the world has changed, right? When we grew up back then, it was more the village mentality, and even though some people did have bad intentions, the majority was good intentions as far as the kids are concerned, bro. We dealing with a totally different world where you can't even trust everybody with your children. You know that, Styles. You know that.
We're also dealing with a world, not children are going to jail at a crazier rate now. Look, give you for instance, the next story I was going to bring up anyway, might as well just jump into it. In Washington Heights, it's a group of school kids beating an autistic
The
kid
autistic
ass.
boy, yeah, I saw that
Like,
video.
it was like 10 of them beating his ass. Now, I heard through some other people that the autistic kid was doing some other stuff to these kids days prior. I don't know how true that is, allegedly. But even if he was still autistic.
Yeah. And
Why would y'all beat this little kid's ass? See, but
and why did they need to jump him?
hold up. And guess what? It was if you watch the video, it was adults on that train. But everybody thinking that, oh, I ain't saying nothing to nobody kid.
No, that's different. Those aren't
No,
kids.
those are
aren't
kids.
No,
Those are kids.
no,
Those are kids,
those
Mo.
no. See,
What are they?
let's bring some clarity on what we're
Okay,
talking
cool.
about as far as children. We're not talking teenagers, 16, 17 years old. Bruh, listen. And I'm not gonna sit there and watch some 17-year-olds jump another kid, or I'm not sitting there watching all of that, bro. I'm gonna
Kids
put a
like
stop
14,
to it.
15 years old, B.
I'm still gonna stop that.
I hear you, but a lot of people.
My problem
Parents-
with your scenario was that the mother was right there, and you took it upon yourself not to address the moms and handle the children on your own, because you have to understand that from the parent standpoint, that could be looked at as disrespect. Yo,
Hold up, nah.
if I'm standing,
Let me ask you a
if I'm
question.
standing
Tito,
right here,
let
why
me
not?
ask Tito. Yeah, I know this, Tito. You see a kid about to fall off a table. Do you turn around and get the mother, or do you go catch the kid? You catch the kid.
You didn't catch the kid.
No, I did catch you. That's what I told you I did.
Before you scolded.
No,
you scolded
I said,
the
shorty,
kid.
get off the table. You're gonna fall. I grabbed him.
You're gonna fall.
No, he was on the edge of the table.
But you still chose to scold. You could.
He was about 3 years old. Yeah, I gotta catch him. And my reason is so when his mother turned around, I wasn't just picking her child up.
And guess what
I'm
she said?
saying it
And what did
as
she say?
I'm picking him up.
And what did
Yo,
she say?
shorty, you gonna bust your ass.
And what did she say?
Don't say nothing to him.
Don't say nothing. Don't touch my
I
child.
don't touch my child. So I left that nigga alone. I told him, go ahead. And that nigga climbed back on that table and got a speed knot for her dumb ass. That's all I'm saying to you,
I know.
bro.
Listen, I'm not.
This shit
listen,
is stupid,
I
man.
I get where you're coming from. I'm just telling you that we have to know who we're dealing with. Obviously, if she was sitting there and allowing them to carry on like that, like that's not even their fault. Like I always say, there's no such thing as bad children. There's only bad parenting.
100%.
You understand?
But anyway, back to the story in Washington Heights. Listen, kids, this is what I want to tell y'all, B. You got to make better decisions when you out here in the public, because guess what? Couple stupid things. First of all, the kid was autistic. It don't take 10 of y'all to whip his ass on a train. For what, I don't care if he did something or he didn't do anything.
And that young lady was provoking.
Right? And the young lady was irate. And the thing, I got a problem with that, because if a young man grabbed her and punched in her fucking face, it'd have been an outrage because he hit a girl. But this young girl would start grabbing this guy in his chest, punching him in his face.
He kept trying to walk away.
And he walked away, and then the rest of the guys jumped in. Y'all gotta be smarter. Not only be smarter, y'all so retarded.
Y'all
with the
record
shit.
it.
Y'all record the shit. Now each of y'all faces on camera.
Now
on
they
tape.
looking for y'all.
Whether he was wrong or not, you gonna get charged.
That's a hate crime.
That's
Right?
a hate crime. Yeah, because they kept saying nigga alert.
So Now, this shit goes to a whole nother level, a whole nother thing. We gotta be smarter, kids, when we making the decisions that we making. Parents, you gotta have conversation with your children. This ain't back in the days when we were growing up and you do something and there ain't no cameras. Big brother watching everywhere you go.
Hey kids, this was Conversation Corner with Uncle Styles.
Not only that, big brother's watching everywhere we going, little brother's taking his phone and taping you and volunteering the information to Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok for free. They didn't even gotta look for it. So y'all gotta be wiser, and y'all can't just be putting your hands, beating up kids on the train like that, man.
And listen, there's consequences to actions. A lot of times y'all do these things. You don't know who that boy's uncle is. You don't know who his father is. You don't know who his big brother is. And you can, once again, open up a door that none of your parents and none of your uncles and nobody can't close, and it could be a serious problem for you. Like there's consequences to all actions. And this is my problem with this whole world of social media, is people do shit without entertaining the consequences in no way. Then when the consequences come, they want to backpedal.
And what I will say, I don't care how big bad your brother is. Your sister just came home from jail. She whipped everybody's ass. Let me tell y'all little niggas something, man. It only take one person to whip your ass that day and your brother not there, your mother not there, whoever gonna protect you. You be like, I'm gonna get my brother. You might not make it to your brother. Because people intentions, when they come back for you, might be something totally different that you wasn't really all prepared for. So y'all gotta be more mindful and be more careful in the things y'all do and make better decisions. Please, man. We don't wanna see no more of that shit in New York City. It's whack. It ain't cool. Well, I get it, we all fought, we all did some shit, but we gotta do better too. You know what I mean? And parents, you need to tell your children that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But real quick, we wanna ask you a question. This is about the ladies and shit. So, would you rather a woman that looks the way you want her to look, or a woman who treats you the way you always want to be treated?
I don't know if that's a realistic question. No,
Why not? That shit happens.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because before I can find out how she will treat me, I have to initially be attracted to her to give her that time to get to know her.
That's not true. I have great friends or people that I've been friends with. I find out they like me and they treat me mad good.
And you ended up with them?
No, I didn't end up with them. No.
Wait.
No, listen, but I'm just saying the part you said is not
No,
true.
no, wait.
You can find a person that's good.
Okay, but you didn't
go ahead.
end
You're
up
making
with
me
them-
sweat. Go ahead.
But you didn't end up with them. Why?
Because they wasn't my type.
But what's your type? Isn't your type someone that's good to you?
Yes, I want my kid to eat it too.
Okay.
I want her to be what
That's
I
honest.
want her to look like what I want her to look like, and I want her to treat me the way I want to be treated.
I'm gonna say something that I discovered probably like within the last 7 days.
Okay.
Right?
7-day lover.
This is the reason why, because sometimes like people say unrealistic expectations because you want your cake and they eat it too, right?
Okay.
For me, this is why I need the balance, right? I need to be attracted to you, and I need you to be good to me, and I need that balance of both, is because I want to be motivated to be the best that I can be to you, right? And a lot of times if the physical attraction is missing or the other side is missing, you're not as motivated. You understand? I think love is the most amazing feeling in the world. I think that there's nothing better than the feeling of anticipation that you feel when you're about to see that person that you're into. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be robbed of that feeling, and I don't want to rob anyone else of that feeling either.
What I will say to you is a difference, though. It's two differences that we're not talking about, because there's people that we're attracted to that we still go above and beyond, and they treat us like shit.
No, that's not me.
Nah, no more. We've been there. Like
Where?
you see that.
Who's been there?
Oh, okay. we put up with them more than we would put up with a person that we're not into, like that at all, physically. I've seen you been there, but I can put your business on First Street. I take it for myself.
I don't believe that.
Okay. It's been people that you're attracted to that somebody else would have said that shit to you or did that shit to you. You'd be like, yo, fuck her. I'm not talking to her. And you ain't got to say nothing. But I think sometimes when it comes to somebody who just naturally loves you and good to you, if they're not what you want, you still don't put up with what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but listen to what I think that answers the question itself when you say, but if they're not what you want, right?
I'm talking about physically.
Once again, they're not what you want. Now, the physical attraction is an X factor that we have no control over. We walk into a room, we have no control over why it is that we're attracted to this person physically, but we're not attracted to that person. You understand? And I just believe that that's just organically something that either it's there or it's not. And I think a lot of times this is why relationships don't work out, right?
Can I ask you a question before you
Sure.
go further than that? I mean to cut your wisdom. Is that a man thing or a woman thing? Because I don't think a woman
it's
give a
both.
fuck.
I think
I don't think a woman cares if you're attracted. I think women look for more security and shit like that. Because a lot of good-looking women be with the ugliest niggas in the fucking world. They don't give a fuck about that.
Yes, they do. But in the same breath, in the end, that's why a lot of times those relationships don't work out, right? A lot of times women deal with the man that it makes sense, right? Because he looks good on paper and he's able to provide certain things. But in the same breath too, I can also say, but we're attracted, men and women are attracted to two different things, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Men are attracted to physical and nurturing. Women are attracted to safety and security. Right? So even though a man's not that attractive, the fact that he can provide that comfortable space for her can be attractive to her. And that, over time, can turn into real feelings. Something I always say, you can't buy love, but that money can cover the down payment, right? And sooner or later, you pay the down payment, and sooner or later, it can grow into love.
So I got a good question for you then. Can you be with a person that you have to spend money every time you see them?
Hell no. Hell no.
So I sent you something on your phone earlier. Pull it up.
I will read the conversation. The conversation states, the gentleman texted, Nosy How, I've been interested in you for a while now. I'm just getting available to reach out. And she said, but you don't want to cash at me. And he said, I was unaware that I had to pay to talk. I don't have any issues with assisting with anything I'm a part of. She said, well, you're aware now. And he said, so I can't get to know you without prepaying? She said, correct. I work and go to school and parent. No, my energy and time is not just open. Correct. And he said, how much the fuck then, since we're skipping steps?
So, no, I think he said the right thing at the end.
I do too. I do too.
So that's why I asked you the question I asked you. If you got to pay somebody every time you see them, do you need to be around them? Because I think we living in this world. You know, I was having a conversation with my homegirl. She actually sent that to me. And I was telling her, I said, yo, it's hard out here for dudes. Like, a lot of these chicks be wanting bread or wanting to go out or want to, you know, every time you go out, you got to spend $1. It ain't about you being cool. It ain't about you being a gentleman. It ain't about you taking care of them. They really want you to do extracurricular activities. So that conversation was crazy. And then she said to me, she was like, because she's not like that, but she's like, yo, I didn't know it was so many girls. And she was reading the comments from it.
But I also think that's his fault because
Why?
we never would have got that far.
Oh, no, but it seemed like this is his first conversation, though.
That isn't his first conversation because she said, you know what you yeah.
So go back to the beginning of it. Because the beginning of it, he was just like, yo, he didn't have time to talk to. I think the first line he was telling something.
Correct, but she said, but you don't want a cash app, which means that she's mentioned it to him before.
Listen,
Listen, I'll give you a perfect example. I had met a young lady. We spoke for like 2 days, right? I wake up one morning like 7 o'clock in the morning. I get a text from her. Hey, good morning. I hope everything is great, sweetie. When you wake up, could you text me because I have something I gotta ask you. Off the rip, I already know this chick is gonna ask me for money. I'm not stupid. So I text her. I'm like, hey, good morning.
you said you met her for 2 days?
Yeah, we had been speaking for 2 days.
Okay.
Right? So I text her, hey, good morning. Hope you slept well, whatever. So she's like, hey, baby, how'd you sleep, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I already see with this. I'm like, I slept good, but what's up? You said you had to ask me something. She was like, no, I was just wondering, I'm having some issues or whatever, if you could send me $100. And my response was, do me a favor and don't ever text my phone again. Right? So then she responds back like, damn, all of that? So I said, yes. So then she responds back, if you're broke, that's all you had to say. And I said, okay.
That's if you broke.
Yeah. And my response was, you're absolutely right. Do not text my phone no more. Bruh, I don't, and this is what I'm, this is.
So wait, she wasn't broke?
Listen, look, there's not a thing that you can say that's gonna change my reality, bro.
Yo,
But
some of these women bold out here, son.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing. Let's
broke ass nigga, son.
let's think about the other side of it all, because they allow them to get away with that shit. You understand? Now I wanna let's turn the tables for a moment, right? Had a woman been a single mother, taking care of her child on her own, and paying all her bills, and I was a man that tried to get money out of her, I'd be the lowest piece of shit in the world, right? And this is something that I think that a lot of times that I don't get that respect. Bruh, I'm a single father. My daughter's mother died 5 years ago. I raised my daughter on my own. I live downtown Brooklyn. My rent is sky fucking high. I pay all of that shit on my own, bruh. You understand where I'm coming from? And I just feel that at no time does a woman give a man the consideration that she would expect from him. Do you get where I'm
She
coming
ask
from?
you want a hand clap, nigga? So what?
Nah,
you supposed to pay your bills.
But it's not about me.
I'm just saying.
It's not about.
You're absolutely right.
You understand?
You're
Because if
absolutely
the
right.
tables were turned and it was a woman, and it was like, yo, she's doing all of this on her own. Like why would you come at her like that? You get where I'm coming from? But
I can't believe she asked you in 2 days for some
2
money.
days, bro.
She gave you some head or something first or something?
bruh, I hadn't even seen her since I met her.
That's crazy.
You get what I'm saying? And look, I am the biggest advocate that a man should create a safe space for his woman. I am the biggest.
His woman.
Let me finish.
You gotta
I
say
am.
his
The,
woman, you
I,
gotta
wait,
put
wait,
that-
wait, and I'm gonna. I am the biggest advocate for the man. When a man finds a wife, like they say in the Bible, he finds a very good thing. Keyword, wife. Keyword, his woman. And until you become my woman, you are not my responsibility, the same way that until I become your man, I am not yours. It's that simple. I don't feel that a man should have to start kicking out from the beginning when he doesn't even know if he's gonna want to be with you. Right? Like, why do I have to pay a fee just to realize that I'm not into you? Because we both know 70, 80% of the times you go out with these women a couple of times and it's like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
Hey, listen, I tell women all the time, and people, men lose most of the time when we go out and hang out. It's my responsibility to pay for the meal, my responsibility to pay for the ride. So we lose out most of the time. You know, it's unfortunate that it's shit like that. And if I gotta pay to be around a woman, just to be, every time I gotta see you, I gotta go in my pocket. It's like I look for the girls that be like, yo, I'm a homebody.
Yo, bro,
Not saying I don't wanna go out, but I can't take the girl that wanna go to brunch every week. She wanna go to, she want not even movies, they don't be asking for movies. Movies be simple, but when they be asking for the most extra shit that you can ever think of. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is a long tail conversation because we have this conversation ever so often on the show. I love to have it when we have the women guests on the show just to get their opinion because I can't believe that the majority of the women out there are even like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know we'll pick up that conversation, but I want to jump into something.
Wait. I
quickly.
just
All right, go
want
ahead. My bad.
I just want to say one last thing.
Excuse me.
Women need to realize that the woman who not needs nothing, but the woman who asks for nothing gets everything most of the time. And it's simply because there is nothing more flattering to a man than when he knows that you are here simply because you are into him. Anything with a price is worthless, to be honest with you, because that means anyone with the money can afford it.
That's true too, but I also would tell you, with men, especially when we paying for shit, I feel like it's mine, so I'm gonna do what I want with it. And if I treat you a certain way, if I act a certain way, because you allow me in that space to do what I want, you know. And some people don't get that, and I tell people all the time, especially like my kinfolk, I tell the girls, be like, yo, listen, don't let the nigga keep spending money on you, because now he gonna think you belong to him, and you gotta jump when he say jump. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to feel like you somebody's property, don't act like you. Don't let somebody pay for your property like you somebody's property.
But see, but that's where it also goes left, because these days, men put women in the position of power where a man will literally spend and spend and spend. Like, for instance, the conversation that we just read, to have to cash app a woman just to have a conversation is crazy. That's nuts, right?
Yo, my homegirl was telling me the other day. She was like, yo, her friend was like, yo, she was deciding this guy wants to hang out with her. He wants to go to this something, well, like some big event. And she was like, yo, she didn't give him no pussy yet. But she's deciding whether she gonna make him buy her bag or pay her mortgage for the month. For her to hang out. He's like, yo, he wanna be with me, costs to be with me. He got to pay for my outfit to go out if he wants me to go out. He got to pay for my hair and my nails to get done if he wants me to be with him. He got to pay for my nails.
He's already started on the wrong foot, though. The fact that she feels even comfortable asking you that is crazy.
I told her that's only sucker niggas do.
Exactly.
Shit like that. I don't know.
She's not going to feel comfortable asking me no dumb shit.
I wish a chick could tell me, yo, I want her to
go out.
Yo, get her hair done, get her nails done, buy her
So aside from
outfit,
paying for the entire night, I gotta compensate you to spend time with me.
That shit crazy.
So see, and this is where I think
I don't even want that type of bitch in my life.
But this is where I think I differ, because I get so turned off by someone not liking me. Yo, bro, when I tell you I can like a woman, the second I realize she's not into me, it turns me off. Because I could think that you're amazing, but for me, it's like, damn, there's no way you can't be amazing if you don't realize I'm amazing. Like, logically, it just doesn't add up to me. You understand where I'm coming from? So yeah. So once again, I don't fault the women. I fault the men. I do. Because if they didn't continue to get away with it, they wouldn't continue to do it. You know, and I always say this in relation to the dick pic argument, right? Where women are like, yo, I don't understand how dudes just dump in your DM and they just send you a dick pic out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah, but the reality is, there's no way that every time that man did that, it never worked. Because if it never worked, he wouldn't keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Yeah, no, you're right.
You understand? I think it's the same thing with women. Like, if it never worked, she wouldn't keep doing it. So they gonna shoot their shot and they gonna try you. Just be man enough to set your boundaries and demand respect. Because to me, that's disrespectful.
And I tell people that all the time. I tell dudes, I tell women that niggas don't set a precedent. You gotta set a precedent. And if you set that precedent, she ain't gonna never violate you, or any person rather than that. You know what I'm saying? I think, when women like to show up to niggas' houses, I tell people from the get-go, girl show up to my crib, she not getting in my crib, I'm slamming the door in her face. I don't care if you brought, I remember a girl one time came to call herself, come to my house talking about, yo, I came to bring you breakfast, to take you to breakfast. I ain't let her in. Another girl came talking about, yo, she gotta use the bathroom because no, you can't go use the bathroom at McDonald's, better go find somebody. You ain't calling me talking about you showing up. And I ain't have nobody in the house. It's just
that's
that
boundaries.
You got to set boundaries. If you don't set precedents, then you're just looking to get walked over. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want to just jump into this real quick with you real quick. So I saw this story, and it was really interesting and amazing to me because all the wild, crazy shit that we be speaking about on the show, all the wild, crazy shit that's happening in the world today, why did seen a report, a news reporter just announced that there's a mothership in space right now that's sending probes to the Earth to check us out. An alien mothership. What does that mean? What the fuck are they talking about, bro? Like, we sitting here talking about we going to war. Matter of fact, Korea said they're getting ready to send 800,000 troops, or they preparing 8,000 troops, 800,000 troops to fight.
I have a bigger question.
What's up?
My bigger question is, if this is true, why isn't it plastered all over every newspaper,
bro,
every single
I have no idea.
news? Something's not right.
It was on a reputable station.
But something's not right.
What's the alien mothership look like though? Like I want to understand.
You see Independence Day. It look like
so, my thing is, how they know it's an alien mothership? How they know that's the big shit? Like, how the fuck do they know?
And the fact they use alien mothership, that sounds like something from the movies, bro. Listen, man, I think all of that is concocted. I don't know what it is that they're trying to distract us from, but I'll just say this: the bigger the distraction, the bigger the plan that they got for our asses coming.
Listen, man. All I
You
want to say,
understand what I'm
if you
saying?
aliens are listening to me, y'all watching this podcast, do me a favor. Just take all the corrupt motherfuckers in the world, take them out, and leave it to us. And, just let us be, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what aliens want with us. What the fuck they want over here?
Listen, I don't, and I believe that there's life out there in the universe other than us, but I think this is just another government plan, bro.
Well, if there is aliens, if there is, I don't even know why we're talking about this shit.
Because if there's aliens, why isn't there a greater response to this threat?
No, but hold on. First of all, because they couldn't do shit. And that's what I want to get to. If there's an alien,
But there's no. This is a message from the broadcasting channel. We're practicing. This is a test. If an alien invasion happens, there's none of that, bro.
listen, you can't do shit. And this is the thing I want to get to. I know we're joking, but if intelligent mind is thinking, right? You know how hard it is to space travel? I don't know if people really understand. We don't have the capability, we don't have the power to travel through space. So the fastest distance to get to anything is a straight line, right? So Mars is over there, and this is Earth. We don't get to Mars like this. It'll take us about 3 years to get to Mars. If it take us about less than 3 years to probably get to Mars if we did it in a straight line. The reason why we got to go to Mars, we go like this. We go on orbit, we orbit, and then we hit the gas, and we go straight again, and we turn around. So the reason why I'm giving you that example because we don't have the capacity to haven't figured out how to even travel the speed of light or the distance to get to another place or the fuel power system. So the reason why I say all that is, for alien life species to do that means they highly intelligent, right? They got to be highly intelligent and they figure some shit out, right? To travel the universe and all that and get from planet to planet. I can't see, that means they have ultimate power. So us even fight aliens, that means we don't even have the power source to fight these motherfuckers, right? If it was that. So there's no reason for them
So
to
your bitch ass just saying you give up already.
No, I'm not saying that was funny. And I can't see an intelligent being who got that much intelligent that want to come and take over like the movie, like we taking over y'all niggas. I can't see that.
What we got that they want?
And there's other places they could go get it. So I can't really see that. I don't know if
In the movies, they said their planet was dying, and they came because they wanted our planet.
There's other planets, solar systems, just like Earth, just much bigger than us. So, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Korea. I don't know what's going on with the aliens. I just want to be left the fuck alone and just kind of, do what I got to do out here in this world.
I think it's all bullshit. I think that they've been experimenting with these holograms for years, and this has been the plan. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to put a big ass hologram in the sky of a mothership. Because whenever they want to pass laws or change shit with us, they use fear. You know what I mean? They did it with 9/11 to pass the Patriot Act. I think they're going to have a big-ass mothership in the sky. Everybody's going to be scared as fuck, and then they're going to be like, okay, now we have to pass these laws to protect you, simply to make people accept it. Aliens leave. Okay, look, we worked it out with them. But guess what? These laws stay. Nothing changes.
It ain't happening like that, but, it's too much crazy shit between the AI, all the AI shit happening.
Allen Iverson?
Now, my nigga, I'm about to throw the fucking bottle at you, big. All the motherfucker, I'm about to say Allen Iverson. All the AI technology talk coming to fruition. The wars with Russia, North Korea, China, the stock market crashing. It's just
Brazil, China, Russia, and now Iran and Iraq have just kind of banded together. They're trying to make, the yuan, the Chinese yuan, be the currency that's accepted universally for oil, which is going to weaken the dollar. And it's this union of, Brazil, China, Russia, India, and now it's going to be Iran and Iraq as well. And the U.S. is not going to have a seat at the table, which is not a good thing.
Well, listen, we should have been, if that's true, we should have been a win away from oil. But like I said, it's just too much bullshit out here in the world, B, man. Man, we just need to be happy. And the words of Rodney King, can we all just get along? You know what I'm saying? And the aliens too, can we all just get along? But with that being said, man, this is another episode
of Brooklyn Boyz Radio.
And we want to see y'all here next week with us. And like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend and tell a friend.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. Comment, man. Leave some comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I answered somebody. I seen like an old girl. I seen my old girl on a couple of episodes ago. I don't remember what it was. I went to the prom with her, and she left. I'm like,
I ain't go to my prom.
Yeah,
I thought I was too cool. I thought I was too cool for that.
Too cool for the prom.
Yeah, I was going to prom. Go to goddamn prom. I'm gonna go prom.
This nigga got fucking problems, man. But I went to my prom. But anyway, I had a good time. But yeah, I seen her on there, man. Yeah.
So what y'all do at that prom night?
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, okay.
I wish.
I wish.
I did. I thought it was gonna be like a storybook ending, like one of them white.
You thought it was gonna be like American Pie?
Yeah. I ain't get no pie. I ain't get no pie, man. I also made could have made the wrong choice too, because I could have went with my daughter's mother at the time, but she was trying to play me. She didn't take me to her prom, so I was like, I ain't going with her. We didn't have the baby yet, but I was like, I ain't going with her. I went with this other girl. She was a nice girl too. But yeah, nothing never happened between me and her. But I seen
No
her.
kiss,
She
no
watched
nothing?
the show though.
No kiss, no nothing that night?
Maybe, I don't remember.
What's her name?
I ain't gonna put it out there.
Okay, listen, why you ain't give my man no bud?
But she could reach out and say hi. I did reconnect with her maybe about 17 years ago. When I first bought the crib, she had lived around the corner from me for a while. I don't remember what happened though. I don't remember she disappeared or something like that. But then I just seen her watching the podcast.
When the
other
last
day.
time y'all spoke?
17 years ago.
I think Styles would like you to DM him at C Styles.
I didn't say that. That's not what I'm saying. She has. I saw it on my Instagram too the other day. So she has the Instagram.
Okay.
But,
There-
we
there
didn't
you
speak
go.
though. We didn't speak.
Okay, well, I think it's time y'all speak.
Whatever, man. It was good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a long time. You looking good.
Oh,
But
listen,
not like that.
that was all you needed to hear, Ma. That
Yo,
was
this
all
nigga
you
always,
needed to
this
hear.
nigga always trying to solicit some coochie to me. But
Yo.
not saying I won't take the solicitation, but I'm just saying. Nah. I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
But anyway,
I'm only serious.
thank y'all for tuning in. Shout
Yes.
out to the Wood Stacey.
Chico! Fuck Suave. I don't know what E-Legendary bitch ass is at, but
Shout out to my man Tito Brigante.
and Archie in here. I don't really fuck with Archie like that.
Archie.
Bizang. I don't fuck with you, Archie. And where my homegirl at over there?
Can I get some beats? Can I get some beats?
You not gonna say nothing?
Can I get some beats?
Hold up. I'm talking to the lady in here. You not gonna say nothing?
Brooklyn,
We out.
out.